Okay, guys, this Central Park situation from 1989 has really stood the test of time, and it's polarized the nation then, and it's polarizing the nation now. I believe the Democrats are using this as a tool. Some of the same. When you see these same people pop up, when you see the Ava DuVernays, you see all the blue check liberals popping up on this case from 30 years ago. These men were awarded their money. They were exonerated. And I think that really who's bringing this back up is the Democrats and liberals, because it makes Donald Trump look like a bad guy. A lot of people think Donald Trump had something to do with this, okay? Other than he took out an ad in the paper and he believed that they're guilty. He wasn't in the park that night. He didn't interrogate these boys. He wasn't on none of that. He just gave his opinion, which was the opinion of many people. So they're using that against him, hoping that they know that they don't have any policies for Black America. The Democrats still don't have any policies for Black America. Somebody get in the comment section and tell me, out of these 13 Democratic candidates, what one policy do you have for Black America other than them fiddling and diddling around, tossing that word reparations around a few months ago? Just tossing it around. What policies do Democrats have for Black people? Do they have the urban development thing that Trump has? Do they have the jobs? Do they have the closing up the border and keeping illegals out? Because illegals don't hurt blue check liberals who live in Hollywood. They live in gated communities. Illegals hurt Black people. Okay? So I think that this is all just a smokescreen. But this woman here, Nicole's View, and I haven't watched many of her videos. I was vaguely aware of her. Shout out to her. This is not a diss against her. I mean, of course, you know how internet is. You know, she might get mad or whatever. But, you know, this ain't a diss towards you, sister. You know, you feel the same way. My wife, my mom, stepdad, cousins, everybody in my family. I'm the only person in my family who feels the way I feel. You feel the same way as everyone in my family. So if I'm dissing you, I guess I'm dissing all of them. She says she doesn't feel sorry for this Central Park jogger, okay? And because the Central Park jogger because of this statement right here in particular.
But she hopes the unsealed records do more than satisfy her burning curiosity. Miley wants to bring justice to the police and prosecutors who fought so hard to bring it to her during the investigation and trial. Miley believes firmly the Central Park Five were not wronged by the NYPD or the Manhattan DA's office. So this is where
Okay, so everybody who didn't just watch the movie and read the transcript, we know everything that happened. If you didn't read what happened, at least on Wikipedia, or you didn't read any of the articles, you didn't read any of the transcripts of what happened, then just don't comment on this, because you don't know what's going on. If you saw the movie, don't comment. If you read any of the data, any of the transcripts, any of the official facts of the case, then probably comment. But this ain't for you if you don't know what happened. Okay? So, and I'm no angel. So give me but like, look, it is what it is. So this person says, so she's upset with Patricia Mealy because Miss Trilly wants to bring justice to the police who tried to bring justice to her. The police are being excoriated and vilified. The DA's office and everybody's being, vilified. I can understand how she would want to do that. She was laying unconscious in a heap in the park. after she was assaulted. These men apparently went down for a crime they didn't commit. But they talked about the rape. They talked about the rape, which they thought was a murder, before the cops even knew that she was lying somewhere in the park, in a corner somewhere, unconscious and in a coma. So they talked about it to the police. They said, we didn't have nothing to do with the murder. We didn't have nothing to do with the murder. They talked about that first. Now, I'm not saying that they did it or anything, but they alerted the cops to this. These are young kids. Young boys always tell. They always snitch. I'm not holding them accountable for being scared when you get caught and telling on each other. That's always happens. I've been there. That always happens. Okay? Everybody's Billy badass. Everybody's the toughest guy in the world until you get caught. And they driving you down to that precinct and everybody got loose lips and everybody talking about so-and-so did it. And these kids started talking about not what they were arrested for, which was, roving around the park, beating the crap out of people and robbing them. But they were talking about a murder. But the girl wasn't dead. They thought the girl was dead. She was only unconscious and in a coma. They said they didn't have nothing to do with that. Then they found the girl. And then here you go. They got caught up in that. They were with the wrong crowd. Kids, when you're with the wrong crowd, when you're roaming around with the wrong crowd, you're gonna get in trouble, okay? And it might cost you years in prison for something you didn't do sometimes. So just don't hang out with crowds of dudes that are beating up people and robbing them and assaulting them and harassing them. Unsuspecting people. I mean, don't even run with gangs that are like going on their ops or rival crews. But definitely don't hang out with people that are just going through a park beating up people at random. So this person says, someone with a brain wouldn't be jogging at 2 a.m. in the morning, which I find interesting because it wasn't 2 a.m., it was 9:30 p.m. But Nicole's view comes out, and a woman should be able to jog anytime she wants. But Nicole's view comes in and says, also with headphones on too, during a time when the city was already dealing with heavy-duty crime, always thinking they're untouchable and invincible, arrogance at its finest. So this woman, as a woman, it's interesting to hear another woman say that, hey, basically, I don't feel sorry for her. She shouldn't have been jogging at 9:30 p.m. with headphones on through the park. That's, she got what she deserved. It's interesting to hear women and fellas. We get a lot of flack. If a guy would have said that, we would get a lot of crap for it. I'm glad it's a woman saying that. Guys, we get a lot of crap for saying things less than this. I'm glad this is a woman saying this. It's someone with a brain wouldn't be jogging at 2 a.m. in the morning. Also with headphones on, too, during a time when the city was already dealing with heavy-duty crime, always thinking they're untouchable and invincible, arrogance at its finest. And this person says, white privilege thought. And this person corrects her, says, well, actually, it wasn't 2 a.m., it was 9 p.m. And then Nicole View says, okay, yes, it was 9 p.m., yet it still doesn't negate the fact that these young boys at the time did not do this. Whether it was 2 a.m. or 9 p.m., and jogging with headphones on top of that at night. One thing my dad always told us is to keep your head on a swivel and don't be walking out in public with earphones on in your ears, especially jogging at night. That was very dumb on her part. Did she deserve it? No. But being arrogant clearly didn't help her. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all, I'm not gonna even get into that. I'm gonna let y'all, I wanna know what y'all think about that. Because this is a woman, especially the fellas. This is a woman saying this, man. You should have headphones on when you leave the house. And I want y'all to walk around and notice how many people you see with headphones on. When you're out in the world too. That's another thing I want you to know, to just take a conscious, because these are things we don't really consciously look at, but look at how many people you see with headphones on out in the world. She's saying that this woman deserved to be brutally raped and everything. Not deserved, but it's her fault. I ain't gonna say she deserved it. She's saying she deserved it, but she don't feel sorry for her because she had on headphones and she was jogging at 9 p.m. Okay, so get in the comment section, y'all. Peace.